Welcome along to Las Vegas. It's Viva Las Vegas tonight. I can't wait to see what this place has in store for F1 tonight. Well, tonight we go racing around the bright lights of Las Vegas, 3.8 miles under the Nevada night sky and thousands of neon lights. There are landmarks everywhere you look, punctuating the 17 corners and 2 DRS zones. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Russell, Daniel, Sainz, Hamilton, Albon, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Norris, Tsunoda, Stroll, Ocon, Ricciardo, Joe, Gasly, Bottas, Hülkenberg, and Kevin Magnussen fills the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, for them, you've got your pre-race rituals that you go through. You see different drivers that, some have got their headphones on, they're listening to the music. Some drivers really absorb the energy from the crowd and they're there waving to them. Other drivers, they go within themselves. They chat to their engineers, absorbing that information, that vital information that you need to carry you through the race. And, those pre-race rituals are essential to making things systematic. We do a lot of Grand Prix in a season, and the more systematic you can be, the easier you are within that environment.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, guys, as you can see, P5. We are starting in P5. It's absolutely unbelievable. Not because I cannot do it or I know I can do it, basically because, as I said before, in the street circuits my performance was so bad that I'm really impressed of starting so high, and the qualifying session was amazing. Every single lap, improving every session. The car felt very good after little changes I made in the suspension. And obviously after a crash in FP1 in the early part of the session, and a crash also in FP3 where I broke the front wing, as normally I did this season in street circuits. Normally I had a crash at some point of the weekend, as here was not an exception. But in qualifying, for some reason, I felt super confident on the car. And also I have to say that our Williams, in this kind of tracks with so many long straights, as happened in Canada, in Spa, in Belgium, in Monza, in Italy, our car flies, absolute flies. And Albon starting in P8 also, he did an extraordinary qualifying session. So we have to try to use this opportunity again to try to score points for third consecutive race. Should be absolutely incredible. But obviously this race will be difficult, very particular race, very particular track where trains of cars are very important for the DRS and slipstream. Possibilities of red flag safety cars, virtual safety cars are really high, so it won't be an easy race at all. And as you can see, obviously, as happened some races of the season where we were starting so high and even more, our rivals have much better cars than us, as happened for example in Mexico starting P2. And obviously we could fight with them at some point, but at the end it's normal that you start to back off or back down, little by little, because it's very difficult to fight with these drivers and these cars all the 90 minutes, in a race. Anyway, we have to be prepared for. Obviously we will have behind a Sainz, a Ferrari, then it's Hamilton, and then it's my teammate Alex. So my mission will be to try to, if I can finish in this position, would be nice, or if Hamilton and Sainz pass me, to finish in P7 will be very nice. Obviously the McLarens also are the McLarens are behind also. They did a very bad qualifying, and let's see, I'm expecting them I'm expecting to battle with them at some point as well. But first of all, strategy. Guys, I have to say that I have very important doubts. Why? In the street circuits, you are following my career mode. I'm having terrible nightmares with the hardest tire in street circuits, and this is not was an exception because the crash I had in FP1 I was on the hard tire, and it was a really strange accident in turn 16. Just I put the foot on the throttle and the car will spin, and this is something that didn't happen to me in the rest of the weekend with the medium tires and the soft. That's why I'm really worried about the hard tire, using the hard tire on this track. I don't feel confident enough. But if you see the tire data and the analytics, you see that the hard says that it's really good tire, and I was thinking to use the soft today and the medium, but the soft here is the C5, the softest, and as you can see here, after just 11 laps, it's super slow tire. And obviously this is only very few laps, you know, to try to use this tire at some point of the race. It's very no sense at all, you know. It's not a race tire at all. The medium is probably the best, but as you can see, it's not so let's say resistant, you know. At some point using the medium, the performance will drop off drastically, and the levels of grip as well. And by the other hand, looking at the data, the hard tire here is mega stable, as you can see in the projection time, and the tire wear is super stable. Probably, if this data says the truth, the hard is the best tire possible for the race. But as I said, I was really worrying to use this tire anymore since the crash I had in practice 1. But looking at the data, I think most of the drivers will do this strategy as well, and probably will be the best strategy possible. So I'm MP5. I'm in a position where I cannot take too much risks, because it's very, very important position to finish on points at the end. So I'm being forced, I think, to start or to use at some point the hard tire as the rest of the drivers, you know, guys. So I think the one-stop strategy is the best, putting the medium and the hard, and I think this is what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm not thinking to do a different strategy. We can play with the laps and the order of the tires. For example, if we put the reverse order, for example, starting on hard and finishing on the medium, something like that. This is very similar in lap times, but I think starting on hard, I'm not confident enough starting on hard, especially at the start, because the level of grip will be very low at the start with cold tires, and if I start on the hard, probably I will suffer a lot in the first laps, and I will lose places. So I think everyone will start on the medium tire, which is the best one. It's the best one in terms of performance and duration. Between the three compounds is the most balanced. Well, probably about duration is better the hard, obviously. Probably it's even better in long term. But the medium is the race tire for a start. I think everyone will start on medium. I saw also other content creators. Normally, before there is some minutes before to start this live stream, I like to watch other content creators in this same track to see how was the race for them, the tires they use, and I saw in their career modes that all cars, I think all cars of all AI cars started on medium. So I think it will be the same in my career mode. So and I saw they have very chaotic races. So I'm thinking in possible safety cars, red flags. This race will be interesting, and I think anything can happen. So it won't be easy at all, guys. Fuel, very important fuel. Here I'm not sure if it's a very high fuel consumption track or not, to be honest. I do not remember how much fuel I started and I finished it in the last season in 23. To be honest, the team is putting me plus 2.7 laps, so let's even put in 100 kilos just in case. It's similar to what I put in Brazil last week, and at the end I finished with, I think, around 0.5 extra fuel. So let's see. I think putting this amount of fuel, I think we should be okay. And about the setup, I won't change anything. Minimum downforce, obviously here. Also, they changes in the differential during the weekend that helped me to get traction. We'll put the brakes on 55, and in the suspension, I made a bit soft the front during the weekend because I was realizing that I could not attack in properly the some curves of the track that are very high, and I like to attack them. That's why I decided to soft a bit the suspension, the front suspension from 40 to 30, and it works for me because I'm P5, so that means it works. So I think this is a strategy, guys. Obviously, in case we have a safety car or something, we can readapt the strategy. But I think probably no, because if we have a very early safety car, it's possible to put the hard until the end of the race. As you can see in the projection lap times, in the projected lap times, it's really consistent and very last long tire, you know. So, and obviously if we have a safety car at the end, maybe it's possible to put a soft tire if the safety car comes out 10 laps to go, something like that. So also we have to be prepared for any kind of possibility, you know. But this is a strategy, guys. Medium hard. I think most of the drivers will do the same strategy. Question here is as well when to pit. In the previous Grand Prix in Brazil last weekend, pitting like 2-3 laps earlier in every stint definitely was what helped me to finish on points, you know. And I think the pit stop here will be crucial and critical. If the cars are really close to each other, pitting one lap earlier or later will make the difference. So the team is telling me to pit in 21, lap 21. Maybe we can anticipate you can see how much long is the duration of the hard tire. Super consistent tire. Instead of 21, maybe we can do it in 19, and it should be fine. So let's try to anticipate a bit more even we can put in the 18 laps. Even it's possible. As you can see, the tire wear is very low on the hard. So if we pit like 2-3 laps earlier, in case we are in a big train of cars, it will make the difference. So let's try to do the same, trying to pit a bit earlier. Obviously, this strategy has risks. If I come out of the pits first of the rest and I find cars on track that has not stopped yet, obviously maybe the strategy is not work. But this is theory. If I see after 18 laps my pace is okay and I feel confident, I will extend the stint. So this is always theory, you know, guys. But sometimes during the race, depends of how goes on, I do changes in real time. So, but this is the theory, guys. You can see well, you cannot see, but the track temperature is only 15 degrees. Here we race in a very cold stage of the season, and obviously that helps for the degradation of the tires, I think. But this is the strategy, guys. In this case, I think we have no option. It's the most efficient. And I think there are not many possibilities, because the next strategy, or a different strategy to this one, I think will be much worse in a normal race. I mean, in a race with no safety cars, you know, and everything. So, race start. This race start is critical. In last season I spun because we were like, I think we were 4 cars in battery in turn 3, and was not so much space. I was in the outside, and someone collided with each other, and it produced like a chain reaction, and I was in the outside, and I think it was Albon, my teammate, who hit me and made me spun. What I want to say is turn 1 and 2 here are really complex, and possibilities to have some kind of crash or incident is really high. Fortunately, starting so ahead is very good for us to avoid problems, because only we have 4 cars in front. That will help a lot, I think. Obviously, if I can pass Russell, I will try. But as I said always, this is not my league. My league is the fight in the championship for P11. Alex is in 8th. I am on 5th. I will try to maintain position. That's my main priority. If I can pass Russell, great. If not, no problem. I'm in the clean side. That helps as well. So if we have a good start, probably there are chances to be P4 at the end of the lap 1. Then is Perez with the Red Bull, and then is Leclerc, and then is there is Verstappen. I think the Red Bulls and the Ferrari are really fast here on this track. My mission should be to stay as much as possible in this train, you know, getting the DRS, and let's see if we can break at some point the train of cars behind, because this is a classic track where people run on trains every time, getting the slipstream in the long straight. And if some car of the train lose the DRS, he has normally back off to the next train of cars, because having DRS here you gain a lot. There are so many long straights and so much time on DRS that between having and not having it, there's big difference. So let's see if we can break at some point the train, maybe in me or in Sainz, and maybe we are like 6 cars or the top 5 cars in a single train, giving us the DRS every time and pulling away for the next train. But that will be nice for me, because that gives me the possibility to finish in this kind of top 5 places in a normal race without safety cars. So that will be the ideal race for me. Obviously this is just theory, but that will be nice. But anyway, I think we have to stay sharp, and we have to know that this is, as always, a very long race. We have to stay sharp as well in the strategy, and don't try to fight too much. I think in the first stint especially, I think it's about to try to find our place in the train and try to follow them, you know, and to try to break the pack at some point. That could be my mission. Obviously that not depends on me, but what depends on me is to do a good start and to stay here in these top 5 places. And if I can pass Russell, nice. If not, just stay behind. Obviously another possibility to start bad and to start having troubles with Sainz or Hamilton that are behind me, and then Albon. Obviously if I see Albon in my mirrors, I won't be so gentle, even being my teammate, than with these cars, because yeah, I know Alex is my teammate, but we are fighting for P11 in the championship, in the drivers championship. We have a very hard fight, and yeah, this is, I mean, rivalry, and this is Formula 1. You have to survive, and your teammate is your first rival, as you know. So obviously if Albon comes to me at some point, I won't make it easy for him, you know. Anyway, I know the stupid. I won't try anything crazy. But obviously this is theory. That's the 2 scenarios I'm seeing on my head, on my mind. But anything can happen. As always, this is just theory. Anyway, I think these are my concerns, my hopes, my vision about this race in Las Vegas. Very complex race. Anything can happen. This is a race where, as I said, big possibilities to have safety cars, red flags. So let's see. We are starting at this position, but maybe a lot of surprises we can have in this race. So that's why it's very important to stay cold and stay sharp, and don't try to overreact to what happened on race, you know, and and to try to stay here in the pack, you know. Let's see. I'm can't wait to race here. I think today is a big opportunity, as in other races where we started very in a very good position to finish on points again. Will be that will be my target. I don't know where, but finishing on points will be super nice. So I think that's all for the moment here. Now, as you can see, in 22 minutes I will be racing on Twitch, DannyFloss1, that's my username. This Las Vegas Grand Prix, guys. Super exciting race, will be fun. So I invite you to follow me on Twitch and don't miss the race live with me. And let's see what happened there. So it's the moment to say goodbye here and to see you in 21 minutes on Twitch. So thank you so much for watching, guys, for your support, your comments, everything, your likes, and let's see what happened. Very interesting race ahead. See you on Twitch in 21 minutes. Bye bye.